Achyudayi Namamandayi Yanamam Govindayi Namagam Govinda 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 Om Shivayi Namam Om Isayi Namam Om Shankarayi Namam Om Bodhi Namam Om Eganadayi Namam Om Aliganadayi Namam Om Purishoriyayi Namam.
Be careful, there's a stairway. Watch your ankle, guy. Lower the back.
Lower the back.
Lower the back, keep the front.
Hug and things, but unfortunately, because of the circumstances that we are living in at this point in time, that is totally impossible. So please, when you'll come to view the face, come here, offer your petals. The family will be sitting on the other side. From here, pick up your hands and offer your condolences to the family.
Right. Thank you.
மங்களம் சொன்னவளே தூய்மை சுகத்தவளே மன்னவனே சிற்பரே மன்னவனே சிற்பரே ஐங்கரனே சென்சரியும் சேகரனே தற்பரனே நித்தான் சரணம் உலகளாமுணர்ந்து மோதற்கு அடியவன் நீலமுலாவியன் நீர்மணிவேலியன் உலகளாமுணர்ந்து மோதற்கு அடியவன் நீலமுலாவியன் நீர்மணிவேலியன் அழகு சோதியும் அம்பலத்தில் ஆடுவான் அழகு சோதியும் அம்பலத்தில் ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவோம் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவோம் நன்றி அம்மா. वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दी प्रचोदयात् ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः सर्वेशा विनायका सर्वेशा विनायका सर्वेशा கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் வரமாயி அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் வரமாயி அன்னை மீனாட்சியே தேவி காமாட்சியே எங்கள் அன்பான தாயாரம்மா அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி ஓங்கனநாதனின் தாயே அம்மா வேல் கொண்ட முருகனின் நம்பி அம்மா ஓங்கனநாதனின் தாயே அம்மா வேல் கொண்ட முருகனின் நம்பி அம்மா சக்தியும் சிவனும் நீயே அம்மா இந்த உலகத்தை காக்க நீ வருவாயம்மா சக்தியும் சிவனும் நீயே அம்மா இந்த உலகத்தை காக்க நீ வருவாயம்மா அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி வேப்பமரம் உன் வாசல் அம்மா மாறியே நீ எங்கள் தாயே அம்மா வேப்பமரம் உன் வாசல் அம்மா மாறியே நீ எங்கள் தாயே அம்மா மண்ணில் ஒரு தீரும் நீரே அம்மா எங்கள் கண்ணீரை துடைக்க நீ வருவாயம்மா மண்ணில் ஒரு தீரும் நீரே அம்மா எங்கள் கண்ணீரை துடைக்க நீ வருவாயம்மா அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி ஆயிரம் கண் கொண்ட தாயே அம்மா அகிலத்தை ஆழ்வதி நீயே அம்மா ஆயிரம் கண் கொண்ட தாயே அம்மா அகிலத்தை ஆழ்வதி நீயே அம்மா வீட்டுக்கு துணை வருவாய் தாயே மனதாரை வணங்குகின்றோம் கங்கை அம்மா வீட்டுக்கு துணை வருவாய் தாயே மனதாரை வணங்குகின்றோம் கங்கை அம்மா அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி அன்னை மீனாட்சியே தேவி காமாட்சியே எங்கள் அன்பான தாயாரம்மா அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி அருள் தர வேண்டும் மகமாயி
Yeah, now we are all finished.
வேதவள்ளி மரியம்மா வேறு சொந்தம் எனக்கு இல்ல வினையை தீர்க்க வாடியம்மா வேப்பையில் குடியிருக்கும் வேதவள்ளி மாரியம்மா வேறு சொந்தம் எனக்கு இல்ல வினையை தீர்க்க வாடியம்மா அம்மா தாயே பாருமம்மா இங்கு எல்லாம் நீயே மாரியம்மா அம்மா தாயே பாருமம்மா இங்கு எல்லாம் நீயே மாரியம்மா ஆடி வா தாயே இங்கு ஓடி வா நீயே ஆடி வா தாயே இங்கு ஓடி வா நீயே வேப்பையில் குடியிருக்கும் வேதவள்ளி மாரியம்மா வேறு சொந்தம் எனக்கு இல்ல வினையை தீர்க்க வாடியம்மா தேடி உந்தன் கோயில் வந்தோம் தேவதேவி மாரியம்மா ஆடி மாசம் பொங்கல் வெச்சோம் ஆத்தா எழுந்த வாடியம்மா தேடி உந்தன் கோயில் வந்தோம் தேவதேவி மாரியம்மா ஆடி மாசம் பொங்கல் வெச்சோம் ஆத்தா எழுந்து வாடியம்மா உன்னை நல்லூர் மாரியம்மா நல்ல பூவா எடுத்து தாரும் அம்மா உன்னை நல்லூர் மாரியம்மா நல்ல பூவா எடுத்து தாரும் அம்மா வந்து நில்லம்மா நல்ல வாக்கு சொல்லம்மா வந்து நில்லம்மா நல்ல வாக்கு சொல்லம்மா
From there, send nobody else.
வேப்பையில் குடியிருக்கும் வேதவள்ளி மாரியம்மா வேறு சொந்தம் எனக்கு இல்ல வினையை தீர்க்க வாடியம்மா பிள்ளை குற்றம் எல்லாம் ஏறிச் சொல்வோம் மாரியம்மா கொண்டு வந்து பூச வெச்சோம் குளத்தடிக்க வாடியம்மா பிள்ளை குற்றம் எல்லாம் ஏறிச் சொல்வோம் மாரியம்மா கொண்டு வந்து பூச வெச்சோம் குளத்தடிக்க வாடியம்மா ஆடி ஆடி மாரியம்மா உந்தன் அருளை தாடி மாரியம்மா
Please, you'll have to.
ஆடி ஆடி மாரியம்மா உந்தன் அருளை தாடி மாரியம்மா சொந்தம் நீதானே எங்க பந்தம் நீதானே சொந்தம் நீதானே எங்க பந்தம் நீதானே
All that to go. सेवितं कपितजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं सौख्यविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं विनायकप्रमाणे இந்த மாங்கல்ய பிரார்த்தனைக்காக சரோஜினி கோவிந்தன் காதல் சென்ற ஜெய்சீலன் தமேந்திரன் கோவிந்தன் இவ்வேறுபட்ட அவிவாகம் பூஜை நடக்கும் வரும் காலத்தில் விநாயகப் பெருமானே உன்னோட அருளால உன்னோட சக்தியால ஒரு குற்றங்கள் வராமல் ஒரு தொண்டு வராமல் நீ கூடும் துணை இருந்த கணபதியை நமம் கணபதியை நமாம் ஓம் கங்கலிம் சமர்ப்பியாமி sound in it. Surround you. More back. That's good. Om. Take this here from there. ஓம் அப்பவனாக பிரமாணி இந்த விவாகம் பிரார்த்தனைக்காக முகத்திலே சந்தனம் சமர்ப்பியாமி both sides and here as well. ஓம் கபாலினி கதம் பொடியை சமர்ப்பியாமி நெற்றியில குங்குமம் சமர்ப்பியாமி flower. Give me a red flower. Right. இந்த விவாகம் பிரார்த்தனைக்காக கவனிச்சோம். ஓம் மாங்கல்யம் மாறி மாற்றுகள் சமர்ப்பியாமி புத்தபியம். ஓம் ஸ்வமகாயி நமம் ஏகதந்தாயி நமம் நித்தினமலாயி நமம் ஆறுமுகன் நன்னனி நமம் ஏரம்பாயி நமம் வக்கதுண்டாயி நமம் தீரகணபதியே நமம் சக்தி கணபதியே நமம் महागणपतिये नमः गणगणपतिये नमः योग गणपतिये नमः वीर गणपतिये नमः उच्चिष्ट गणपतिये नमः नर्तन गणपतिये नमः गणेशाय नमः विघ्नेश्वराय नमः विनायकाय नमः सत्य विनायकाय नमः सत्य विनायकाय नमः बुद्धि विनायकाय नमः योग विनायकाय नमः वलंजुली विनायकाय नमः கடல்முறை விநாயகாய நமः நவசக்தி விநாயகாய நமः சிவனார்மகணி விநாயகாய நமः பிரம்ம விநாயகாய நமः விஷ்ணு விநாயகாய நமः ருத்ர விநாயகாய நமः ஆதி சக்தி சம்பவனை விநாயகாயி நமः இந்த விவாகம் பிரார்த்தனைக்காக மாங்கல்யம் மாறி மாற்றுகள் சமர்ப்பியாமி. Next one. ஓம் விநாயகாயி நமः முகத்திலே சந்தனம் சமர்ப்பியாமி. ஓம் கபாலினி கதம் பொடியை சமர்ப்பியாமி. நெற்றியில குங்குமம் சமர்ப்பியாமி. ஓம் விநாயகாயி நமः இந்த விவாகம் பிரார்த்தனைக்காக மாங்கல்ய மாலை மாற்றுகள் சமர்ப்பியாமி. சுவகாயி நமः ஏகதந்தாயி நமः கபிலாயி நமः கஜகர்ணகாயி நமः லம்போதராயி நமः விகடாயி நமः Vignarajaye Namaha, Ganadhipaye Namaha, Tumaketavaye Namaha, Balachandaraye Namaha, Gajananayani Namaha, Gauri Pridaye Namaha, Vani Pridaye Namaha, Seshamadri Namaha, Suddaye Namaha, Ayyani Namaha, Ganeshani Namaha, Shumagaye Namaha, Yagadandaye Namaha, Niddinamalaye Namaha, Armuganandani Namaha. This way you don't go away, right? Go to all over. Om Mugattile Sandanam Samarpiyami. Kavalami Gadampodi Samarpiyami. Nettile Kungamam Samarpiyami. Om Shamagayi Yanamam Yagadandayi Yanamaham. Kavilayi Yanamam Gajakarnakayi Yanamaham. Lambodarayi Namaham. Vikatayi Namaham. Om Gajakarnakayi Yanamaham. Lambodarayi Yanamaham. Vikatayi Yanamaham. Vignarajayi Yanamaham. Ganadhipayi Yanamaham. Tumaketavayi Yanamaham. Balachandarayi Yanamaham. Gajananayani Namaha, Gauri Pridayi Namaha, Vani Pridayi Namaha, Seshamadri Namaha, Suddayi Namaha, Ayyani Namaha, Ganeshani Namaha. Okay, good. Put your mask on. You come, three of you, all three of you come. Om Sarvamangalamangaliye Shiva Sarvata Sadhikye Saranyatri Bhaga Gauri Narayani Namastuti Namah Inda Vivagam Pratanikaga Kandasti Alam Danye Samatpihami Kandasti Alam Danye Samatpihami. Drop that on one tree. The party you take it on day 16. Not today. I just want to find out when it's true. Okay, I'm going to give you all a chance for the next 5 minutes to come through and view the face, please, before I start the next ritual. 5 minutes only, thank you.
போகையிலே போராடி பட்ட துன்பம் மாறாதையா கோவிந்தா என்று சொல்லி காட்டுக்கு போகையிலே போராடி பட்ட துன்பம் மாறாதையா ஐயா போராடி பட்ட துன்பம் மாறாதையா
I'm going to call for the youngster.
நாராயணா நீ நாராயணா நாமம் தரித்தவரே நாராயணா 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 கோவிந்தமே கோவிந்தமே கோபால கிருஷ்ண ஹரி கோவிந்தமே பார்த்து ஆடும் மலை அந்த மலை எந்த மலை கோவிந்த மலை சத்தகிரி பார்த்து ஆடும் மலை அந்த மலை எந்த மலை கோவிந்த மலை சத்தகிரி பார்த்து ஆடும் மலை கோவிந்தமே ஹரி கோவிந்தமே கோபால கிருஷ்ண ஹரி கோவிந்தமே ஹரி கோபால கிருஷ்ண ஹரி கோவிந்தமே ஹரி கோபால கிருஷ்ண ஹரி கோவிந்தமே
Come to a very, very important aspect of this morning's prayer, and that is the offering of the Nepandam. Nepandam is a very, very sacred act that we perform during our life journey. It is said in our whole life journey, if one looks at oneself, basically there are two entities. We have the gross of the physical body. This is the body that you see. This body is made up of what we say the Panchabhutanga, or the five base elements of life: earth, fire, water, space, air. That is Mother Earth. This body having been born from the bowels of the earth and eventually returns to the bowels of the earth. That's God's law. This body is a perishable entity. Driving this body, the force that drives this body is what we refer to as an Atma, or a Jivan, or a soul, or a Havi. That is a spark of energy that drives the body for the whole of life. That thing is totally imperishable. That comes from Namah Shivaya Paramatma. Okay. When these two entities part company, we refer to the status as being dead. Right. And then what we do, we take this gross or physical body as human beings, as family members. We take this gross or physical body and we give it back to Mother Earth, and we say to the Thai, this body has now come to the end of its cycle, please accept it back. Right. We not only give you this body, we give you this body with what we refer to as a Nepandam, to reduce this body back to dust. That is the reason why we carry this Nepandam and go around the casket. Here is what we refer to as the Sairi Linga Puja, whereby we say to God, the soul is now ejected itself out of this gross physical body, and it says in the Garuda Purana, we as human beings, we are given the opportunity of maintaining that soul here in this household until such time we perform a Karumadi Atma Shanti Pratani, and we will release the soul. Okay. So what we are saying to this gross, this Avi, or this Jivan, or the soul of the Atma, I am offering you what we refer to as a supplementary body. A supplementary body is referred to as a Sainida Linga. Alright. We ask you, please remain here at this residence until such time we perform the Kalim, and then we will send it back. So we need to understand two things here. The body belongs to Mother Earth, doesn't belong to us. The soul belongs to God, doesn't belong to us. At the end of the day, we're all caught up in what we refer to as Sondam, Bandham, Pasam, ownership, bondage, and attachment. At some point or the other, we need to detach. And these are the prayers that we use to detach. Okay. I want to ask the immediate family to come around here, come around the casket. Those of you who want to participate in the Nepal project, please come around the casket. Stand right here anymore. One petal at a time. Om Shumagayi Yanamaham. Yagadantayi Yanamaham, Kabilayi Yanamaham, Gajakarnagayi Yanamaham, Lambodarayi Yanamaham, Vikatayi Yanamaham, Vignarajayi Yanamaham, Ganadipayi Yanamaham, Tumaketavayi Yanamaham, Balachandarayi Yanamaham, Gajananagani Namaham, Om Pavanaga Pramani Pushpamam, Samatpiyami. Om Ninjakanagallu Nigindra Uruga Tanjataru Shanmuganiki Alshaib Sensol Polimali Zirandiravi Panjakari Yani Padam Padimamanaga Pramani in the Nepandam Pratanikaga Sairi Ralinga Pratanikaga Unakadangayum Samatpiami Bricket Yangle Prandavata Kalan Sandra Jayseelan Tamindran Govindan Avarodi Atmavan Gadyam Shanti Marinde உங்களுடைய பாதார விந்தத்தில் சிறும்படியாக தேங்காயும் சமர்ப்பியாமி. Okay, anybody else wants to join us here, please? I've got like about 25 sticks. Siblings. Take your shoes off, but you need to take your shoes off, okay? Hold it like that. Hold it like this. Put it on your left shoulder. Press this hold it gently. Okay, there's a napandam for each and every one of you all. Hold a napandam, please. As you're coming past here, take a napandam and come through, okay? Unfortunately, I cannot burn camphor here.
We can,
Not fine. Leave it. I'll just walk around the door. We'll walk around. Okay. If the queue gets a bit too big, then we'll have to go all around it, okay? So we can facilitate a good movement, otherwise we'll be sneaking around for 1 o'clock. Om Ganesha Devatayi Yanamaham, Ganesha Bhagavatayi Yanamaham, Ganesha Devatayi Namaham. God respect. Indra Devatayi Yanamaham, Indra Devatayi Yanamaham, Indra Devatayi Namaham. Om Agni Devatayi Yanamaham, Agni Devatayi Yanamaham, Agni Devatayi Namaham, Yamadharma Devatayi Yanamaham. Take a stick. Yamadhari Devatayi Yanamaham, Yamatri Devatayi Yanamaham, Nirudi Devatayi Yanamaham, Nirudi Devatayi Yanamaham, Nirudi Devatayi Yanamaham, Varuna Devatayi Yanamaham, Varuna Devatayi Yanamaham, Varuna Devatayi Yanamaham, Vayu Devatayi Namaham, Vayu Devatayi Namaham, Vayu Devatayi Namaham, Kuvira Devatayi Namaham, Kuvira Devatayi Namaham, Kuvira Devatayi Namaham, Ishani Devatayi Namaham, Ishani Devatayi Namaham, Ishani Devatayi Namaham, Surya Devatayi Namaham. God, but more, please, God, Surya Devatayi Namaham, Surya Devatayi Namaham, Chandra Devatayi Namaham, Chandra Devatayi Namaham, Chandra Devatayi Namaham, Shavai Devatayi Namaham, Shavai Devatayi Namaham, Shavai Devatayi Namaham, Wodan Devatayi Namaham, Wodan Devatayi Namaham, Wodan Devatayi Namaham, Guru Devatayi Namaham, Guru Devatayi Namaham, Guru Devatayi Namaham, Sukha Devatayi Namaham, Sukha Devatayi Namaham, சாந்தியவனிலே உங்களுடைய பாதாரவின் கருத்து சீரும்படியாக இப்பொழுதும் இந்த மாலின் பிண்டம் பூஜா நடக்கும் வரும் காலத்தில் ஓம் நீர் ஜலிசம் சமர்ப்பியாமி பிரம்ம தேவத்தாய நமஹ விஷ்ணு தேவத்தாய நமஹ ருத்ர தேவத்தாய நமஹ ஆதி பராசக்தி தேவிக்கும் நமஹ. I need to put this on the sauces on the wall is going to fall down.
Okay, I'll give you one. There we are. There's a tray.
Follow me. You all wait here, right? Just wait here, okay? All touch hands, everybody touch hands. Okay. All of you don't have to turn. All of you could just touch hands, please. We're going to do the Divatari one time. And thereafter, when we finish Divatari, we're going to do the mixing of the milk and water. Okay. What does the mixing of the milk and water denote? It denotes the fact that whatever I explained to you earlier on, this body doesn't belong to us, it belongs to Mother Earth. It's inseparable from Mother Earth. The soul is inseparable from God. Okay. If those two things are inseparable from one another, even if you take milk and you mix it with water, you cannot separate it. Okay, that's our total understanding of the whole concept. Okay. Om Vakatunda Mahakayi Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviknam Gurume Devo Sarvakaryi Shu Sarvada Vinaga Pramani Karpura Dubadipam Maradani Samarpiyami Inda Mangalyam Pratanikaga Karpura Dubadipam Aradani Samarpiyami Gangayavana Saiva Kodavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaviri Samarpiyami. Take this here. Om Bhumadi Vittai Unakpalam Jalam Kalindis Samarpiyami. Do that 3 times. That day all of you will do. Okay? The mixture of the milk and water, all of you will do that. Right? Try and facilitate this queue as quickly as possible. We don't have much time. Come. I'm not done. When you come through to the front. Come, where's he?
Baby.
Om, take this, right? Mahalakshmiyaya, Mahi Vishnupadmiyaya, Devahi. Take the money stand off. Om Sarvamangalam Kalvisva Sarvartha Sadhi Saradhyathriyam Bhagagauri Narayani Namaste Namaha Om
ஆதியாய் வேதம் நான்காய் மனத்தால் காட்டும் புனிதனே நமச்சிவாயா புனிதனே நமச்சிவாயா புனிதனே நமச்சிவாயா
Finished out here. It's like so you don't watch that now. Because you know what, quarter past 12, we must have quarter past 12 we start putting the flowers. And once the speakers are here, they start viewing. Yeah, no problem. Wait a moment. Set up this.
Greetings to family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and everyone attending. As we all gather to say our final goodbyes to an amazing man, Uncle Jace, as we many know, and as it is customary to pay tribute, we have a few speakers. I will announce the name, and please come forward to pay your tribute and make your way to the, to share your final goodbyes. Whilst the speakers are paying the tribute, for those that have not viewed, I would kindly ask you to please come forward as we are running out of time as well. So our first speaker will be Marlon Ayaru. Can you please make your way forward? Followed by Matthew and then Kungani. Uncle Frank will say a few words and then Ramesh Chandra following. Thank you.
very difficult thing to do. I really personally have struggled with saying something because there really is so much to say about Jace. I love Jace like a brother. Jace worked in our office for 10 years in close contact with everyone in the office for a period of 10 years. We're not a big office, so it's close and constant contact over many shared experiences with Jace. So today, I don't want to even talk about what a beautiful soul he was, how kind he was, how giving, how gentle, how faithful, how loyal. I don't want to say those things because everybody here knows that. Everybody here knows who Jace was. There's no question, no matter who you are, who you talk to. That was Jace. It's stating the obvious, like he would say. What I want to do is, Cody, weep with you. I weep with you, Cody. We stand with you and we weep with you today. It's a day where we will weep for Jace. We will cry, we will be sad, it's a tragic and a terrible loss. Auntie Rome and Uncle Tom. It's a terrible loss. But we have to take this and make something good come from it. Because Jace was a life worth living. He's lived his life to the fullest. There's so much that we can learn from Jace. There's just too much. When I spent the last few days thinking over and over and back and forth about how much can be taken away from the life of a man like Jace. I'm a Christian, and there's two basic things that Jesus said, because he knew that human beings are predisposed to being selfish. He said, love God and love others as you love yourself. And he said that as a reminder that we constantly, people throughout history forget and put themselves first. There are many people that are kind and gentle, but to put others before yourself is the secret. And that needed a commandment. So that came in the form of two commandments. Love God and love others as you love yourself. Jace did not need that commandment. He did it. That's how he lived. He loved others as he loved himself. He put other people's needs before his own. The greatest leaders in history, I don't want to make this like a speech, but I just feel like we need to, I'm reminded of how great this man was, because the greatest people in history, if you look back, from Gandhi to Mother Teresa to Mandela to Jesus himself, the secret was to serve, to love others and to serve others. And Jace was actually a very successful man. He lived a successful life. And the secret of his success came in two forms. One was contentment, and the other was serving other people. Everything else follows and falls into place if you do those two things. And it's for that reason, Kogi, Sian, and Davina, I'm actually not worried about you guys. I'm not concerned because of something that I know and I firmly believe in. Jace always spoke about his parents. He always spoke about what they imprinted and imparted and left him with. Often we would talk, and I know this. And I also know that he loved his family so dearly that he gave you guys enough. He equipped you with so much that I know that you will carry it with you, and you will be successful the way he was successful, in the same way. People define success in different ways. Success is really the things that last for a successful life is serving and loving and giving of yourself. Jace held back not a single time that he was asked for something to help with someone. He loved completely and absolutely. As I say, there's just so many things that can be said about Jace. But as I say, goodness has to come from this. We have to take a terrible loss. The pain of this loss will never go. But we will carry him in our hearts. But what we have to do is take this and make good things come out of this loss. And I know that my prayer is that God will strengthen us to take this and make it good, so that the benefit comes from what he left us with. So we'll cry today, Kogi. We'll cry, we'll weep, we'll be sad. But we'll move forward with him in our hearts. For sure, he's made a difference. I know he's made a difference in many people's lives, and I give thanks for what he has done for us. He's enriched us in so many ways. When I think back, every single memory I have with Jace is a positive memory. There's not a bad memory. And the same applies to every single person in my office and every single person that we've worked with. And we've done many projects, and there are many people that we've worked with. I started calling people and telling them about Jace, and I actually stopped because I could not carry on. There were just too many people to call to say, this is our loss. Jace was well loved, well liked by anyone and everyone that he came in contact with. So today, I don't want to talk about how good he was. I want to give thanks and be grateful for what he left behind. Jace is not dead. He will live forever in our hearts, and we will see him again. I have no doubt that you guys will move forward, but just know that you're not alone. You won't be alone.
Thank you for those kind words, Marlon. Our next speaker is Matthew Ardwell. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I worked at Designscape with Jace. I actually started, I think, a month after he did. So for 10 years, we are sat in the same office. We have an open plan office, so we were with each other 8 hours a day, pretty much every day, for the past 10 years. And that goes for the rest of us there. One thing about Designscape office that you must know is that there's no real hierarchy. We're a team there, and we each bring our own skills and characteristics and personalities to the team, and we each complement each other. And I think Jace was a very important part of the cog that was turning there, and that cog has now been broken. I think just a few little anecdotes about Jace and some of the things that we learned from him. Many of us are quite a bit younger than Jace was, so we were getting married and having children and all of that. And Jace was like a role model in that sense. We would always know when it was Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or his birthday, because there would be flowers being delivered to the office for him to take home later. So he showed us as a role model how to love your family, and I think he was just great at it. He was so proud of you guys. You know, it was wonderful to see, and I think all of us learnt from him in that way. It would also bring a lot of comfort, I think. You know, if things were a little bit stressful or you know, you needed to ask someone's opinion, Jace was always so valued in that sense. I think in terms of what he'd give, even if he didn't know the answer to something, he would always share a very honest opinion. He'd never just agree with you for the sake of it. He would give a very honest view on something, and he was just so valued in that way. And I think he was just such he was like a very principled person. Many people let their ambition get in the way of doing the task that's ahead of them at that point. And Jace was never like that. Whatever it was he was doing, whether it was a small insignificant task or something that was really mundane and boring or something exciting, he would give it 110% all the time. But that's also not to say that he wasn't an ambitious person, because I mean, from the 10 years that we've been in him, we've seen him himself grow and learn. I remember he gave up smoking, which was, I think, obviously something quite tough. And he just did it and took the bull by the horns and got through it. And he learned new things all the time. And from that point of view, he was an inspiration to all of us. I think we all loved him and have our own personal memories of him in the office. And he was always just a light, always joyful in the office. And yes, I think it's just, as Martin was saying, there's just too much to say, but I hope I've just given you guys a glimpse into what he brought to us as a team. And then I'd just like to finish. I think I noticed in your staircase you had the saying about the footprints, the proverb where you have God's footprints who are walking with you, but in the bad times they disappear, and that's when God is carrying you. And similarly, I think now you may not see Jace's footprints with you in the sand when you're walking through life, but that doesn't mean he's not there. I think his spirit lives on in all of us. He'll be there carrying you through the hard times. What he's left with us and what we've learned from him will always live on, and we'll never forget.
Thank you, Matthew. So we are running out of time, but I will call the other speakers. But I think at this time, I just want to read something that my aunt had wrote for Uncle Jace, and on behalf of my aunt, I will read this. My husband Jace was such a gem. He was the love of my life, my best friend, my confidant, and my soulmate. Not only was he a wonderful husband, but a wonderful father, a wonderful son, and an amazing human being. The love we shared was rare. We shared 19 years of marital bliss together, and for that I am truly grateful. I remember the first time I saw him, I knew that I met the man of my dreams. He made me laugh and loved wholeheartedly till the very end. It has been nearly 21 years since we met, and I look back over those years with so much happiness. Jace was always such a gentleman, well-mannered and polite, but always quick with witty humor. With his ability to lend a helping hand was his greatest strength. He had a passion for building and architecture and built me my very own Taj Mahal. His labor of love to me and our kids. Our life together has been an amazing journey. He has gifted us with beautiful memories, which we will cherish forever. Jace was an honest and hard-working man who was committed to his job and his family. He was my inspiration and my backbone, and we complemented each other. He may be in heaven now, but I know he is watching over us saying, "I'll be waiting for you till we meet again." Although you were not a man of many words, I will cherish the beautiful letters you wrote to me to express your feelings and love. As many of you know, Uncle Jace did not say much, but he expressed himself, according to Kogi, poetically in the many letters that he wrote to my aunt over the many blessed years of their marriage. I will read one of those letters very quickly that Uncle Jace wrote approximately 5 years ago to my aunt. It goes as follows, and I quote, "To the love of my life, it has been 14 years since we met, and I still remember the first day that I saw you. I even remember what you were wearing and what you were doing. Since that day, my life has never been the same. I never believed that love at first sight existed until the day I saw you. You made me understand what love is and what it feels like. I have come a long way since then. You always ask me if I have any regrets. I can honestly say to you, no regrets at all," in capital letters. We know and understand everything happens for a reason, and its own time, but I've always wished I had met you sooner. I always believed that any woman can bring a man to his knees, but it takes a special woman like yourself that can bring a man back to his feet. For the past 14 years, you have been my backbone when times were tough, and I thank you. You were truly my inspiration, my love, and my best friend. Not only do I love you, but I've always been in love with you, and that will never change. You have given me 2 wonderful children and a beautiful home to come to every day. There may be times when it does not show, but we do appreciate and love you. I love the fact that when you decide to do something, you go all out to make it special. I know that I will never find another like you." This letter was written by Uncle Jace to Kogi about 5 years ago. And just lastly, a brief message from Saint to his dad. He would like to thank his dad for the amazing father and son memories that were built over the years, and for all the skills his dad passed to him. And he knows his dad will continue to guide him and Davina and always walk beside them in every decision they make in life. So, Zain and Davina, I think everyone that is here to Kogi is here to support you, and they will continue to support you and help you over this. So, with that said, I would just like to call our next speaker. We are running out of time, so I'd like for you to just keep your speeches a bit short. The next speaker will be Bongani. Bongani, can you please come?
Warm greetings to everyone, especially the family, Kogi, the kids, colleagues, friends. Afternoon. Upon receiving news, we shared sadly with our colleagues and fellow professionals whom we work with. They all expressed their shock and shared their sadness, and they have asked us to pass their condolences to the family. Maybe just one of the messages which I will read directly comes from our fellow colleague by the name of Carl Devet. It reads, "I was beyond shock and deeply saddened on hearing about the sudden passing of Jace. What an amazing man. He has certainly left a lasting impression on me as a work colleague during my time at Designscape, and I will always remember his incredible kindness, huge generosity, and his resourceful ability to always make a plan and fix problems when they arose. And to you, Jace, he says, "You are deeply missed, my friend." To Kogi, our heartfelt condolences go out to you and your beautiful family that Jace was so proud of and loved so deeply. Our thoughts and prayers are with you all at this extreme difficult time. I would also like to say that when we shared this message with fellow colleagues who are contractors, reps, professionals, and some are from implementing agencies, they all expressed their condolences and passed their heartfelt hearts to you, Kogi, and the family. My passing words will be, may the spirit of Jace lives on in all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bongani. Next speaker will be Ramesh, who's a close friend to Uncle Jace and a neighbor.
Good day, everybody. I know we're running out of time. It's just unfortunate I have to just cut my speech a little short. We've all gathered here with a common purpose, that's to grieve our brother, beloved brother Jace. Unfortunately, with COVID restrictions, it makes our sorrows much more difficult to show. One will ask, who was Jace? I've been Jace's neighbor for 15 years. I've known Jace to be a doting father to his beautiful kids, a loving husband to you, Kogi, and most of all to all his friends, the most disciplined and honorable person that we know. Jace is a person we've all come to know that he would find an excuse to come and help you. He's always want to find out what's going on. Anybody in the district, in the community knows Jace's capabilities. He knows his friendship. He's helped everybody. There's nobody that I know that hasn't been touched by his generosity. And Jace was a person who would constantly be in touch with everybody, checking on them, make sure that everything is going according to plans. That's the person I know Jace to be. Jace is also a very sporty person. And every Thursdays, he looks forward to having a soccer game with us. For the past 10 years, Thursdays, 7 to 8 was his time. The only time that he never come to play soccer with us is when he had family commitments, Kogi. Other than that, on Thursday, he sent me a message at 7 o'clock in the morning, telling me that he's in for soccer. And as soon as soccer is over, he said us, guys, I'm going home back to my family. He used to spend at least a half an hour, but he's back to his family. And Kogi, I just want you to bring any comfort to any of our friends, his family. On that day, Jace never complained to us of anything. He was in no pain. He came normal to the grounds. We played our game, we laughed, we talked a whole lot of nonsense. And it was just after half time. We tried our best. We gave him CPR for 25 minutes. But you know what? God had other plans for Jace. He robbed us. He made us earth a poorer place. But heaven has gained a beautiful soul. We always teased him when he never came with us for the weekends. All the soccer guys used to go for the weekend. Once a year we go out and we should tell him, Jace, your wife got your unders. That's why you're not coming. He just smiled. He knows we were teasing him, trying to encourage him. That's how much we loved him. We loved his company. But just take comfort in the fact that Jace, every minute that he wanted to be with you guys, he made sure that he was with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. I think we are running out of time, but we just have a last speaker, please. That will be Priyanka.
I think we're all struggling or asking the question, how do we say goodbye to our uncle, friend, son, father, colleague. And I guess this enormous grief that we all feel is the price we pay for having such a great uncle, father, son, and friend. My uncle not was a success, is a success. One who lived well, laughed often, and loved much, who has gained the respect of intelligent men and often innocently ridiculed others because his brain was just that brilliant. The love of his children, who filled his niche and accomplished his tasks, who leaves the world better than he found it, who has never lacked appreciation for Earth's beauty or failed to express it, and you can see it everywhere here today, who looked for the best in others and gave the best he had. It was a privilege to know him, and to know him was to love him, to have a renewed sense of hope for humanity and for life. I was just speaking to Auntie Kogi yesterday about the way he carried himself around her, their kids, his family, his friends, strangers, and the only word that I could think of was wholesome. Even if his conversation was 5 minutes long with you, you felt whole again. Like you never knew you were missing something until he spoke to you. There was no question, no problem too great for my pops. And it's because of his humble approach to life that we find it so difficult to say goodbye. Earth had an angel, and now heaven gains one. And we were all lucky enough to know and love him. This is not goodbye, it's until we meet again. And until then, we'll hold you forever in our hearts, and we thank you so much for the example of the life that you had.
Thank you. Uncle Frank, I think you'd like to
Can I
share.
be excused? You've got things to do. Take care of that, please.
Thank you.
We haven't run out of time. We're out of time already. So do what needs to be done, please.
Okay, thank you. Pauline, are you?
No, I think we need
Okay, while she's giving a speech, can we ask you to come and clean the room?
Can we do the applause while we speak?
Yes, please.
Otherwise we'll run out of time.
Don't come in last.
Mervyn. If the current situation and circumstances have not left us all shocked, your passing has just left us utterly shell-shocked and devastated. All these people that you see here today are here because they know of the love that you lived your life with. Your life is a living testimony to God's commandments of loving people. You know, everybody has spoken about how wonderful he was, and that's the reason that we're here. But as the good book says, that God uses all things for the good of those who love him. And if there's anything that needs to be taken away from this today, is that tomorrow is never guaranteed. And just as you know and you've heard that he's lived his life with no regrets, can you say the very same if God comes knocking tomorrow? Life is so short. Between all the rioting going on and COVID on the other hand, have you made peace with death? Have you made peace with the people around you? If you die tomorrow, will the same number of people be there speaking about how you lived your life with love? And that's what we need to take away from today. That all of this, every single tear that is shed, and every person who is heartbroken, all goes according to God's plan and purposes. He achieved what he needed to do here, and that's why he took him away. He's left the family secure, and they will go on without him, but his legacy will live through his kids. And Kogi will make sure of that. Can you say the same? Are you living your life so that COVID hits you tomorrow or some riots come into your house? Will you be able to say that I have done what I have done and God is going to say good and well done, faithful servant? You see, all of this works towards God's plan. And that is what each and every person needs to realize. That yes, it will hurt. Yes, it's going to tear you apart. But this is not the end. This is not the end. It's the beginning. Because one day when we all meet again in the clouds of glory, we're going to be laughing with him. Because that is exactly how I remember him. I never saw him all the time, but for every conversation that we had, we were always digging at each other. And Kogi and I always gravitated towards each other for all of our functions, and then he'd come wherever we were sitting and like, oh yeah, the loudmouths finally met up again. They're like here to make noise. And that's what he was about. Life is too short to be petty and have petty misunderstandings. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. But the way he lived his life, we can be so proud of all that he has achieved just by the love that he showed. And so even as I leave you today, and I just want to say to Kogi, I know you have questions and nothing that anybody says is going to give you the comfort right now. But just know that all of this works towards God's plan. And I pray the words of Numbers 6:24-26 over you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift you up and lift his face upon you and give you peace. You will meet again. I promise you that. Much thanksgiving in Jesus' name.
Thank you to all our speakers. If there's anyone that wants to come forward, please come forward.
Let us all rise for the final prayer, please. Come up. Om. Yajamage sutindam pushtivardhanam Urvarukaviva vandanar mrityormokshaye Mamitar Pradhan. Om Namah Shivaya Brahmani 3 liters of now water. Om Namah Shivaya Brahmani எங்களை பிறந்துவிட்ட காலம் சென்ற ஜெய்சீலன் கமேந்திரன் கோவிந்தன் அவர்களுடைய ஆத்மாவனன் கரியம் தெரியும் சாய்தான் அவர்களுடைய ஆத்மாவனன் கரியம் சாந்தியம் அறிந்த சிவபெருமானுடைய பாதார விந்ததத்தில் சீர்கும் படியாக இப்பொருளும் இந்த புண்ணியக வசனம் பிரார்த்தனைக்காக ஓம் மஞ்சள் தண்ணி சமர்ப்பியாமி முகமது சல்லிஜாமி Professor Okay. You're sitting adjusted.
I'll follow you.
Let's just get all sit down.
Sorry, sorry.
Give me that tray. Give me that tray. Yeah, you sit here. Yeah, family car. I think how many you taking in the family car? You jump in the front.
Let's see if Mark can put your